A survey from Nectar found that nearly 77% of employees have a close friend on the job, and those friendships come with big benefits. Alexa Lorenzo puts your family first with why being social at work could boost your health, your productivity, and even your career.
From lunchroom laughs to deadline support, workplace friendships do more than break up the day.
I think it's always good to have friends anywhere.
You guys are working towards a common goal so that you can help each other out.
Gives you something to look forward to.
83% of workers feel work friendships help them feel more engaged. When you feel connected, you feel involved, and that leads to results.
When we do that, we're more productive at work, but we're also healthier humans.
Having friends at work can also boost your drive to get things done. A survey showed having a friend at work can boost productivity for employees and companies by as much as 67%. And companies with strong workplace relationships see 12% higher profit and higher customer satisfaction.
If you feel that sense of relationship at work, like, man, I want to do a good job, not only for myself, but I just care about this person next to me. That's really important.
It's not just about physical well-being. Mental health matters too.
Everybody wants to sometimes just be listened to. That's really important. And other times people want, solutions.
Loneliness, burnout, stress. Friendships can be a powerful antidote.
That practical side, and it's the human side of like, I just need to get this out.
So how do you start building friendships at work? Seek out the common things. If you see something on their desk, talk about it. Bring in coffee or baked goods for breakfast to share with your team. And always remember their names. It's the little things that create big connections. Alexa Lorenzo, WGEM News.